guys, it's Leslie. Today I'm going to do something different. I've got Cora here. Say hello, Cora.
Hi.
And she is inheriting my pencil crayons. So I'm going to show her how to use pencil crayons properly today. And you guys all get to benefit. Okay, so to start with, when you get refill pencils, which you might with, well, you probably will with Prismacolors, because they're sold singly. These are artist quality pencils. They're best quality, which means they have a lot of pigment in them and very little wax and clay. Wax and clay is what holds the actual pencil crayon together. And the cheap pencils that you get have a lot of wax on it. And if you ever put down pencil crayons and it goes shiny, that's a lot of wax, and that's a poor quality pencil crayon. So when you're sharpening them, when you get them, they come unsharpened. When you sharpen them, make sure you sharpen on the opposite end from the color, okay? Because when it gets short, you want to be able to read the color or the code on it so you know how to replace it. Okay, just a little pro tip there. Okay, so to start with pencil crayons, they're very soft. The leads are really soft because they have a really high degree of pigment in them. And if you ever buy a set or you buy a single and you sharpen it and it breaks, it means the lead is broken inside. Okay, and if that happens, that's not your responsibility to eat it. Take it back to the store, tell them that the lead's broken, and have them replace it. Even if you open up a new set and you sharpen them and the leads are broken, take it back, because it means the set has been dropped at some point, either when it was being packaged or when it was shipped or in the store. That's not your responsibility. This is a common thing that happens with artist quality pencil crayons. And if the lead is broken, return it for a new set. Or just return the broken ones in it for new ones. Okay, pro tips. Okay, so if you want to use pencil crayons properly, there's a bunch of different supports you can use, different types of paper. You can use regular sketchbook paper. You can use a cold pressed watercolor paper. You could use rough as well if you wanted to get a really textured surface. I like a low textured cold pressed paper, watercolor, or what my absolute favorite is a smooth Bristol or a vellum Bristol. Okay, I like it because it's a little bit thicker, okay, but the surface, even though it's smooth, has a little bit of a tooth in it so that you can build your layers. Okay, so let's start. We'll use my windmill sketch. Strathmore Bristol is great too. You can get big sheets of it as well. Okay, so to start off, I'm just gonna draw an apple. A weird apple, but nonetheless an apple. Yay, colors! Okay, now to start with, the way we used colored pencils in grade school is wrong. Like you would color in, and then if you wanted it darker, you would push harder and you would make it darker. That is the exact wrong way to use pencil crayons. Pencil crayons should be considered like a transparent medium, and the way you use them is to put down thin layers. On a paper like this and with quality like this, you can get 30, 40, 50, 60 layers. One of my teachers at OCAD said that she'd gotten up to 80 layers in her pencil crayons before, which is, I mean, that's amazing. So the way to use pencil crayons is to use them lightly. Okay, and this is going to take a while to show. And you start off like you would with watercolor. You work light to dark, okay? Because although you can color over... Sorry, I have a hard time talking and doing art at the same time.
Me too. It's hard.
Okay, and when you go lightly, it means that, like, I'm making a lot of noticeable stroke marks here. And as you get better over time, you can actually do it so that it's so light that it goes on just as a haze. But when it's light, it's less noticeable, because you know when you do, like with a darker color, if you have a heavier handed stroke, when you go over top of it, it makes a hash mark. Like you can see a hash mark. Do you know what a hash mark is? Yeah. When it's lighter, that's less noticeable. So that you can go back over it and not have such a noticeable hash mark. Okay, so I'm basically I'm not putting any pressure, I'm just letting it, like I'm just holding it in my hand and allowing it to glide over the paper. Okay, so I'm gonna put down a couple different layers of yellow. My light is coming from this way, so my heat spot is gonna end up on the apple around here. Okay. And now this is just defining the tone, defining the shape. I'm going lightly around. This is a slightly greener volume. I'm probably gonna speed a lot of this up because it's gonna be so long. Poor you get to stand there and watch. You can't speed up time, Cora.
No, I can't.
I don't know if this is picking up with the camera. But can you see how it's starting, like you can see slight differentiations in the color?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not going to totally fill this in. I'm using this color to create a little bit of a different color, but also to create form. Cause,
like kind of like do it around the edges.
Right, exactly. It's what's called rendering. So rendering means making it look like it's a 3D object. And objects, as they curve away from us, get slightly darker as they move away.
Because, like, there's no light shining on the back.
That's right, exactly.
Only if the sun's shining on the back and it's dark on it.
Right, and that's called backlit, which is something completely different. There's also reflected light. And every object has reflected light, which means that you wouldn't take the shadow right to the very edge. You would leave a little edge because the light from the surface around it is actually reflecting back up onto the object. So just to make it more complex. And I mean, what I'm telling you here with the pencil crayons, it's not rocket science. It's basically the key to pencil crayons is go lightly. Done. Finished. Just kidding.
I think I won't have any problem with that because I draw very light.
That's good. This is what Cora considers sharpening a pencil. No, I'm just kidding. We had problems with the leads falling out. So, okay. So I'm gonna start with the darker color, and because this is so dark, I don't want to hold it like this and make strokes. I'm holding it like this so that I can get a wider surface to cover it. Ooh, and that's much harder to control. I don't like the way this is. I hate this that I have to sharpen it.
Just make sure it doesn't fall out.
I'm gonna try. Oh, it fell out, motherfucker. Okay, I'm just gonna use a different color.
That's why I don't use some pencil crayons that I have.
Because they fall out?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, that sucks.
But why do they, like, teachers teach you how to color, like, the first time you did here?
Well, it's because that is a quick and easy way to do it. But it's not the best way to do it. It's not the professional artist way to do it. And I hate saying that because that's totally legit. You can totally do that if you want to. But what you're able to do if you do it this way is that you can create a much deeper sense of depth and tone, because this is one color onto another color and you won't be able to get that many layers of that. this way, I can have 18 different layers, which your eye actually perceives as depth.
Poor Gary.
The important thing to note as well, and I want to say this, is there's going to be a period in your pieces where you've been working on them for a while, like maybe you've got 5 or 6 layers and you feel like you've been working for a while and it still looks really shitty like this. That's okay. That's part of the process. It's probably the most depressing part of the process because you've worked so hard and it still looks like crap. But it will get better. Just persevere. Just keep going.